Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is upload your data into the spreadsheet, and you do this by importing it. Since Google Sheets is cloud-based, you actually have to upload your file. So find that request file, open it, upload it, hit the import button, and a couple seconds later, Google will put it on the sheet. From there, I like to just rename it. I like to include the month in the title. That makes it easier for me to find later and keep things organized. I like to make my spreadsheet somewhat pretty, so I add formatting. So I highlight the top column, that header row. I add bold and italics. There's not a button I find for underlining, so I use the Control U. I just know that hotkey because I've been doing it forever. I don't really care about red card orders, so I'm going to hide that column. Maybe in the future I'll look at red card orders versus not red card orders, but that's not something I'm doing today. Also, I don't auto accept, so it's all false, so that's of no value. For date and time, it's really important here that you actually choose that more formats column. You go to all the way to the bottom, you hit more formats, and then you go to more date and time formats. The one I use is the second one here that has everything down to the seconds and AM PM. The other thing I like to do is have my data centered. Some people like it left aligned, right aligned. At this point, I think we're getting to some preference things. But the other last piece of formatting that I think is crucial would be adding that $ symbol, because I like to know I'm dealing with money, and also because it's so close to that distance column. You know, it's so easy to select the wrong column if they're all just regular ass decimals. So yeah, add some filters, and then that's what really allows us to do a lot of the magic here. After I've added that filter, the first thing that I like to do is filter by like a time period. So in this video, I was looking at my data for July. So I added July 1st through 8/1. Use July 1st as your start date, because you want to have all the data that's going to be in July 1st, but at 8/1, the beginning of the day is when it ends. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to review what is my average offer. So if I just highlight that offer column and then go down to the bottom right corner, and it'll show me the minimum. It'll also show me the average offer, the maximum offer, and the total number of offers that I have in that time period. The other thing that I like that it includes also is the sum. All right, so the next thing that I like to look at is my average offer per restaurant. I do this by a chart or a line graph. In order to make this chart or line graph, I highlight the restaurant column and then the offer column, or vice versa. Then I just go to that insert chart button at the top, and then I go with what I want from there. I'll start from the setup tab, and my x-axis, I set that to the restaurants, and then I aggregate it. The next thing I'm looking at is average offer. Be sure to remove the restaurant series so that you don't duplicate any data. For offer, I do that as a series, and then I change it to average because I want to see average offer. I use the smooth line chart style for personal aesthetics. And then I organize the restaurant column by alphabetical order, which also makes the chart organized by alphabetical order as well. The last thing I do is exclude the stacked orders. So in this chart, any order that has a plus in it that combines two restaurant names is a stacked order. The only exception is Applebee's, which is for some reason Applebee's Bar and Grill and uses a plus symbol. So by excluding all of the restaurants with the plus in it, I exclude all the stacked orders. After you confirm that, you now have your list of restaurants in your line graph of average offer amount by restaurant. You can review the graph and see which one are the highest offers, what are the lowest offers, see what restaurants they correspond with, and see if that matches up with your experiences. To convert to the new chart, I can essentially edit that chart from the upper right hand corner, and then I change the range for the offer amount of total offer, and I change that from the E column and I change that to the F column, since the F column contains the information for dollars per mile on each offer. The same way I did for total offer amount, I set my x-axis to the restaurant, and I set my series to the average of per mile per offer. And a quick pro tip here: if you're ever unable to see the information on your chart, it's likely because you have the edit chart window open. With highlighting the per mile column, you can go down to the right hand corner and see that same average information, specifically the average dollar per mile for all of your offers. And of course, review your data, look for any outliers. I prefer to look at the high dollars per mile restaurants as well as the low ones, and see how that matches up with my experience driving, and see if there's any information that stands out to me for restaurants that give me a high average dollar per mile per offer, but I haven't been driving for lately. But since I don't take every offer I'm given, what I really look at is orders that I would consider. So I filter it by my minimum, which is $6. If you have a different minimum, you would just change that 6 to whatever number is your minimum. And now we just review the graph the same way that we did the two previous graphs. And last but not least is actually my favorite way to view this information in the form of a pie chart. And also, since we've already filtered the information out, we're going to just remove the series for the amounts, and we're going to change our chart type to a pie chart. So now, although we don't have the offer information, we have all of the restaurants that apply to that offer filter. From here, you can just kind of go around your pie chart and look at the number of offers per restaurant. And you can kind of see at a glance where you get your most offers from, where you get your least offers from. And once again, ask yourself if that matches your experiences, or if you're finding a restaurant on here that you get a lot of good offers from, but you seem to not be accepting orders from, and seeing if that's an opportunity to find some hidden profits. And then finally, after you're done reviewing the pie chart, I recommend going back to the line graph and then charting your offer amount for the acceptable orders only to see out of the best restaurants, which restaurants give you the highest average offer amount. And from looking at the other two charts, you should then have kind of a complete picture on what are the best of the best restaurants in your area. Now, if you look at all this and say that's just a bunch of charts and whatever, then the last piece I like to do is always like to manually review and verify what I'm seeing. So I do that by adding some conditional formatting and then reviewing the data itself with my own two eyes and making sure that what I thought I saw in the chart is also what I literally see in the data. I can add some basic conditional formatting. All you got to do is highlight the column, go to the format header and click the conditional formatting button. It then pops up the conditional formatting rules window. I go to greater than and then put it to my preferred dollar per mile of $1.75 per mile. Hit go and then it has all of the $1.75 per mile or greater offers highlighted. And then I look at all of those and see what restaurants those pop up under, and also look at like what is the total offer for those places as well, because what I'm really looking for is a high dollars per mile, a high total offer amount, and then a restaurant that I haven't been going to or go to a lot. And those are the places that either confirm what I'm seeing or give me new information about a place that, hey, I should check out more often because this has good offers coming from this restaurant, which typically means that more good offers, more likely to have hidden tips, more money in my pocket, and less time on the road because I'm making more per hour. So that does it for this video. I hope I taught you something new. I hope I gave you the skills that you need to pull this information from your data yourself. If you want to see me do a part 2, where I get a little bit deeper into the days and times a day, which is a lot more intensive, let me know by getting this to like 50 or 100 likes or something like that. You know, a big number of likes, and that lets me know that y'all are nerds too. I'm John Dash. This is Dash Theory TV. Until next time, dash optimally. Peace.